All right. All right, so I'm going to give us some options today for how to get started. You are welcome to start yourself in a child's pose if that feels good for you today. You can also start in a seat if that is a better beginning posture for your practice today. Completely up to you, whatever you prefer. If you decide to make your way to a child's pose, make sure you bring your toes together and then your knees can go as wide as you would like to. If you choose to find a seat, you can bring the bottoms of your feet together or loosely cross your legs, whatever feels better. If you have very tight hips, you might think about sitting up on something. So stack up a blanket and a pillow or sit on a block to help alleviate those tight hips. And then once you've sort of chosen a starting spot for today's practice, just take a moment to check in a little bit. You can rock your head side to side. You can roll your shoulders. Make any of those little movements, little adjustments you need to kind of settle in. Take stock of how your body feels physically. Notice if there's any spots of tension. Just allow yourself to come into this space, come into this practice, physically and emotionally. As we continue to settle here, you can feel free to continue those small movements if that feels good, a roll of the shoulders, a rock of the head side to side. If stillness is what you would prefer here, please feel free to settle into stillness. Eyes open or closed, your choice. And then as you feel that you are beginning to physically settle, you can shift your focus over to your breath. As we begin to deepen the inhale, think about expanding the rib cage through the front, back, and sides. As we exhale, allow yourself to release and let go. Full expansive inhales, front, back, and sides of rib cage. And complete cleansing exhales. Continue with several more rounds of breath, just like this. If you'd like to take a moment here to set an intention for today's practice, you can feel free to bring that to mind. If no particular intention comes to mind, I invite you to simply meet yourself where you are, physically, mentally, and emotionally. We'll take 5 more breaths. I'll make my way to my mat. One more full breath. If you are in your seat, I invite you to stay there. If you are in child's pose, I invite you to either sit up on your shins, like I am here, or if you'd prefer to swing your legs around and loosely cross your legs in front of you from child's pose, you are welcome to do that. And then once we find our seat here, let's inhale those arms all the way overhead, pressing the palms together and pause. Opportunity here to continue to gaze forward, or you can gaze up if that feels good. Allow your shoulder blades to settle down onto the back, plugging those upper arm bones into the shoulder socket. And then as those palms press, let's find another inhale. Let's exhale, hands to heart center here. Twice more. Inhale, palms press overhead, gazing forward or up, your choice. Exhaling to draw hands to heart center. One more time. Inhale, palms press overhead, gazing forward or up. And then we'll exhale, drawing hands to heart center here. Pausing here for another full round of breath. Full exhale. Let's place the right hand on the right hip here. Left arm comes all the way overhead. And then we'll take a big inhale here. We'll exhale, gentle side bend here to the right, getting a nice stretch to the left side body. You can gaze forward or you can start to gaze up under that left armpit. Full breath in. Full breath out. And then we'll inhale back to center, left hand to left hip here. Settle on our exhale. And then we'll inhale, right arm up. Exhale, side bend to the left. Full breath in. Full breath out. Let's inhale back to center, both hands on both hips here. And then we'll exhale here to settle. Beautiful. One more time, palms press overhead to inhale, gazing forward or up. Exhaling to draw hands to heart center. Then we'll make our way to a tabletop position here. I'm going to shift myself around so that you can see from the side. As we set ourselves up here, spread your fingers wide. Make sure that your shoulder is stacked over your wrist, and the knees are directly under hips or slightly behind if that feels better. Toes can tuck under or you can untuck them, that's up to you. And then we'll move through some cat-cow here together. Inhale to drop the belly, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. Exhaling to push the mat away. Inhale, the belly drops, the gaze lifts. Exhaling to push the mat away. One more time, inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, lift the tailbone. And then we'll exhale to push the mat away. Inhale to come back to our neutral tabletop right here. And then pause for your exhale. We'll inhale that right leg straight behind us. Use the strength of your glute, flex that foot. And then as we exhale, knee comes into chest, push the mat away like our cat pose. Inhale to reach back. Exhaling, knee to chest, pushing the mat away. Inhale, reach back. And then exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, we'll extend that leg behind us. This time as we exhale, we're gonna place the right foot to the outside of the left foot here, coming into a little hip opener. Trying to square those hips off if you can. Try to keep your shoulders stacked over your wrists. Find a full breath in. And a full breath out. And then we'll inhale that leg straight behind us. Use your glute. Exhale back to tabletop. Switching to the left side, we'll inhale that left leg straight behind us. As we exhale, draw knee into chest, push the mat away, and dome your back like our cat pose. Inhale, extend that leg back. Exhaling, knee to chest. Inhale, extend that leg back. Exhale, knee to chest. And then this time we'll inhale to reach it back. As we exhale, left foot goes to the outside of that right foot, maybe even off the mat, that's okay. Trying to square off those hips, getting a little hip opener here. Shoulders over wrists, take a full inhale. And a full exhale. And then we'll inhale that leg behind us, use our glute. Exhale, knee back down to the mat, tabletop. Good. Restack those shoulders over those wrists if you've shifted. Our knees can be behind our hips right here. Tuck your toes under. Take a full breath in. And then as we exhale, we'll send our hips to the sky for downward facing dog. We can pedal out those feet as much as we need to here. You can wiggle your hips. Take our time in this pose. We'll take 3 more breaths here. One more breath, everyone. Inhale. And exhale. Let's send those hips a little bit higher. Take some baby steps towards the top of the mat. And we'll find our forward fold here once we arrive. Little bend in those knees, especially if those hamstrings are tender. We'll bring hands to shins. Inhale to come up halfway, flat back. Exhaling to fold down. Twice more like that. Hands to shins. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhaling to fold. One more time. Hands to shins. Inhale, flat back. Exhaling to fold down. Root down firmly through both feet, everybody. We're coming all the way up to standing here. One vertebrae at a time. Once we come to our standing posture, arms reach up overhead on our inhale. And then we'll exhale, hands to heart center, mountain pose, Tadasana. Beautiful. Inhale to reach all the way up. Exhaling to fold forward over those legs, little bend in those knees if you'd like. Bringing hands to shins. Inhale, come up halfway. As we exhale, root those hands firmly and we'll take it back to downward facing dog. You can have a little bend in those knees in this posture too, everybody, if you need to. Send your hips up towards the sky as you press your chest towards your thighs. Full inhale. And a full exhale. We'll inhale that right leg towards the ceiling. Use your glute to square those hips. As we exhale, step your right foot forward. Drop your back knee down. Coming into our low leg lunge on this side. So let's check alignment here before we go anywhere. Right knee stacks on top of that right ankle, right toes point forward, shoulders are over hips. Make sure that this back knee is behind your back hip here. If your knees are tender, you can always put a blanket under those knees, no problem there. And then as those fingertips reach up, shoulder blades settle down onto the back. Inhale. And exhale. Take another breath in. And a breath out. One more inhale right here. And then as we exhale, we're going to point the left hand, right fingers to the sky, taking a gentle twist open to the right. Full breath in. Full breath out. Stay here for one more inhale. As we exhale, we frame the front foot, lift the back knee off the mat, and then carefully step back to downward facing dog. Big inhale here. And a full breath out. Inhaling our left leg towards the sky, square hips, use your glute. Exhale to step that left foot forward here, drop your back knee down, low leg lunge on this side. We'll check the alignment the same way, everyone. Left knee stacks on top of that left ankle, left toes point forward, shoulders are over hips, and that back knee is behind that back hip. Good, plug your shoulder blades down, fingertips reach up. Inhales. And exhales. Take another breath in. As we exhale, that right hand comes down, left fingers to the sky, gentle twist open to the left here. Full breath in. Full breath out. Take another inhale. And then as we exhale, we'll carefully frame that front foot. Lift your back knee off the mat, my friends, and then step back to downward facing dog. Take a big inhale. And a full exhale. Let's send those hips a little bit higher. Take our baby steps towards the top of the mat. Again, a little bend in those knees in your forward fold if you need to. Hands come to shins. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhaling to fold down. Inhale to come all the way up to standing, everybody. One vertebrae at a time. Palms pressed together overhead. Once you arrive, you can gaze up if you'd like. Exhale to draw hands to heart center. Mountain pose, Tadasana. Good, let's build on that. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to fold forward. Hands to shins. Inhale, lift up halfway. Take your time. As we exhale, we root those hands down firmly and take it back to downward facing dog. Big breath in here. And a full breath out. We'll inhale that right leg towards the ceiling here. As we exhale, we'll step it forward. Back knee stays elevated this time, everybody. You can use your fingertips here to get your balance. Make sure your right toes point forward. Try to square off your hips before you go anywhere. So you don't want to be open here. Nice and square hips here. And then when you're ready, torso comes up for our first full-size crescent lunge today. Make sure that right knee is stacked on top of that right ankle. Shoulders are over those hips. Hips are square. We set them up already. Pressing firmly through the ball of the back foot here. Woo. Shoulder blades are down. Fingertips reach up. Settle into those legs. Big breath in. Full breath out. Take another inhale. Settle in for your exhale. Good, we're gonna take our left hand to our left hamstring here. Reach our right fingers up towards the sky a little bit more, maybe a little back bend, maybe a gaze up. Stay right here. Inhale. And exhale. Good, inhale back to crescent lunge. Both arms are up. We'll exhale to frame that front foot and we'll carefully step back to downward facing dog. Full breath in here. Full breath out. Inhale that left leg towards the ceiling, square your hips. Exhale to step it forward. We're gonna take our time, everybody. Fingertips here to get your balance and your alignment. Square your hips, engage your inner thighs here. And then when you're ready, torso carefully comes up for crescent lunge on this side. Left toes point forward, press firmly through the ball of the back foot as well. Shoulders over hips, shoulder blades are plugged in. Big inhale here. Full exhale. Big breath in. Settle in for your exhale. And then right fingers are gonna find that right hamstring. Left fingers reach up a little bit more. You can gaze up if you wanna test your balance. Maybe a little bit of a back bend. Inhale. And exhale. And then inhale, both arms up, crescent lunge. Exhale to frame that front foot and step it back to downward facing dog. Full breath in. And a breath out. One more big breath, everybody. Inhale here. And exhale. Let's send those hips a little bit higher. Take our baby steps again towards the top of the mat. Forward fold once we arrive. Little bend in those knees, as always, if you'd like. Hands to shins, inhaling to come up halfway. Exhaling to fold down. Coming all the way up to standing when you're ready. Palms pressing together overhead. You can gaze up if you'd like. And then we'll exhale, hands to heart center. Mountain pose, Tadasana. Good, we're gonna keep our feet hip distance apart here. So you're directly under your hips. Your knees will not buckle in. You'll stay super strong here. And then when you're ready, we're gonna come into a modified chair pose here. So bring your hips back and down, hands on hips. So you wanna think about using your outer thighs here to make sure that your knees align between ankles and hips. Shoulder blades are on the back here. As you look down, you can see all 10 toes. And then from here, option to keep hands on hips, option to bring hands to heart center. Full breath in. Full breath out. One more round of breath. You can sit a little lower if you can. Stay for your exhale. And then as we inhale, we're gonna press ourselves all the way up. Palms come together overhead, you can gaze up. As we exhale, we're gonna fold forward all the way down over those legs. Hands come to shins, inhaling to come up halfway. As we exhale, root those hands firmly on that mat, stepping it back to downward facing dog. Big breath in. Full breath out. Inhale that right leg towards the ceiling, square hips. Exhale to step it forward. We'll set our alignment the same way. Fingertips. Scissor those legs together, square your hips. And then when you're ready, we'll bring that torso all the way up. Shoulder blades are plugged in, my friends. Full inhale here. Full exhale. Take another breath in. And then we'll exhale to open up to warrior two. Good, right knee stacks on top of that right ankle. Right toes continue to point forward. Arms are straight and strong. Pressing through that back leg as well. Beautiful. Settle into this front thigh, everybody. Full inhales and full exhales. As we inhale, we're going to straighten our right knee, press our palms together overhead. Opportunity to look forward, or you can gaze up if you want to test your balance, right? So that was an inhale. And then we exhale back to warrior two. Breath and movement, everybody. Inhale, palms pressed, you can gaze up. Exhale, warrior two. Twice more. Inhale, reach up, gaze up. Exhale, warrior two. One more time. Inhale, reach up, gaze up. Exhale, warrior two. Pause right here. We're going to flip our right palm, reach our right fingers back, finding a nice revolved warrior here. Big inhales and full exhales. Inhale back to warrior two here. As we exhale, we're going to cartwheel those hands down, frame that front foot, square your hips off, and then step back to downward facing dog. Pedal it out as much as you'd like to here. We're going to take 3 breaths in this pause. Beautiful. On your next inhale, that left leg comes towards the ceiling, square hips. We'll exhale to step that foot forward, pop up onto those fingertips, square your hips off first, engage your inner thighs, and then when you're ready, crescent lunge, full size right here. Big breath in, and a breath out. Take another inhale, and then as we exhale, my friends, we're gonna open up to our warrior two on this side. Left knee stacks on top of that left ankle, pressing through that back foot as well. Arms are straight and strong. Shoulders over hips. Full breath in. Full breath out. And then let's link our breath and our movement here. So as we inhale, we straighten the left leg. Palms pressed together overhead. As we exhale, we come back to warrior two. Inhaling. Exhale to warrior two. Twice more. Inhale to reach up, gaze up. Exhaling, warrior two. Last time. Inhale, reach up, gaze up. Exhale, warrior two. Pause right here. Take a big breath in. And a full breath out. And then we'll flip that left palm, reach those left fingers behind us for our revolved warrior. Big breath in. Full breath out. Inhaling back to our warrior two. And then as we exhale, we're going to cartwheel those hands down to frame that front foot. And we'll step it back to downward facing dog. Big breath in. And a breath out. Take another inhale. And another exhale. Then we'll send those hips a little bit higher. Walk our baby steps towards the top of the mat. Little bend in those knees if you'd like to, my friends, for our forward fold. Hands come to shins. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhaling to fold down. Inhaling to come all the way up to standing. Pressing palms together overhead. You can gaze up if you'd like. Exhale to draw hands to heart center, mountain pose, Tadasana. Feet are still hip distance apart, my friends. We'll come into that chair pose that we did before, round two. Hands on hips. Hips come back and down. So square those hips off. You can see your toes here. Good, hands can stay on hips. You can draw hands to heart center. If you would like to draw arms overhead, you can. I also invite you here to hook your thumbs together to make like a butterfly and reach those arms overhead. So there's a few options here with what this looks like. Settle in, breath in. Breath out. Take another round of breath, inhale. Exhale, sit lower. And then everybody inhale, reach up, press up. Exhale to fold forward over those thighs. Hands come to shins. Inhale, bring it up halfway. As we exhale, root those hands firmly. Step it back to downward facing dog. And then we're going to inhale the knees to the mat. Exhale, hips to heels, child's pose. Let's take a break. We'll find 5 breaths here, everybody. If you'd like to walk your hands over to one side and take a breath, you can. Make sure you take it to the other side as well. And then we have 2 more breaths. One more breath, full inhale. And a full exhale. We'll make our way through a tabletop position here to reset. Draw those knees under those hips and then set those knees a few inches behind those hips. Restack your shoulders over your wrists, spread your fingers wide, toes tuck under. Take a full inhale. Exhale, hips to sky, downward facing dog. Full breath in here. Full breath out. Let's send those hips a little bit higher. Take our baby steps or one giant step to the top of the mat again. Forward fold once you arrive. Hands come to shins. Inhale, lift it up halfway. Exhale to fold down. Inhale to come all the way up to standing. Palms pressed together overhead. You can gaze up. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Mountain pose, Tadasana. We're going to do a little balance series here, everybody. There's going to be a lot of options to go through. So we're going to do a figure 4. I'll show you this way. It's going to go like this, okay? I'll show you this way. We'll bring our right knee up. So right hip, knee, and ankle are all at 90 degrees. Hands on hips. Try to square your hips if you can. And then we're going to take that right ankle, cross it over the left thigh. We want the ankle on the thigh, not the foot. So your foot should be hanging off here. Again, hips are square. Press your thigh into your ankle, ankle into thigh. And then if this is good, you can stay exactly here, right? This is a great place to be. If you want to go a little deeper, we'll start to sit those hips back just like we did in our chair pose earlier. And again, doing everything we can to level and square those hips. Hands can stay on hips if you're here. We've seen these options before, my friends. You can bring your hands to heart center. You can also hook thumbs and make like a butterfly shape with those hands and reach those arms overhead. We'll take 3 breaths wherever you are, my friends. And then hands are either at hips or heart center. Press through that left leg to stand up. Bring that right knee back up again. Inhale. And then exhale, that right foot comes down. Shake it out. Beautiful. Good. We'll take it to the other side. So hands on hips to start. Reach down firmly on that right leg. Left knee comes up so that the left hip, knee, and ankle are each at 90. And then we're going to take our left ankle, cross it over our right thigh. Make sure your foot is hanging off here. And then you can stay here if you want. Hips are square. If you'd like to sit down, you can sit down. Find that chair pose posture. Getting that hip opener. If you head here, you can keep your hands on hips. Everyone can draw hands to heart center. If you like to hook your thumbs, try to hook them the other way, the way that feels weird, right? And reach those arms out. Your choice, 3 breaths. And then hands to heart center or hands on hips. Everybody press through that right leg to stand up, left knee to 90. And then as we exhale, that left foot comes down. Beautiful, shake it out. And then we're gonna very unceremoniously twist ourselves over to face one long side of the mat to come into a wide-legged forward fold. All right, so as you set yourself up here, as you take those hands out, you should be able to draw a straight line from your wrist down to your ankle. So that's the width we're looking for here. So we're not here, feet out wide. Toes should be in slightly. That makes our heels out slightly. Press firmly through the outer edges of both feet. And then bring your hands to your hips. We're gonna roll shoulders back, chest up, take an inhale. As we exhale, we're gonna come halfway down. Good, check it out. You want hip, knee, and ankle all to be in a line here. Good, so you're not too far back, you're not too far forward. And then you are welcome to bring your hands down if you'd like to. If you have sticky hamstrings today, you can place something underneath your hands so that you have a little extra height underneath that torso. If your hamstrings feel good, if this posture feels good, you can stay on your hands or you can come down to forearms. And then our final option here, you can take those hands out to those ankles or toes to continue that forward fold. So find the posture that you would like to head towards here. We're going to take 5 breaths, everybody, in this forward fold. That's 3. We have 2 more breaths. One more breath. And then we're going to bring our hands under the face here, either on the floor or on your block. We're going to heel toe those feet in about halfway, so we're a little bit wider than hip distance here. Toes point forward here. You can rock side to side a little bit if you want to. Check out those hamstrings. And then we're going to bring our hands to our hips to bring ourselves all the way up here. Good. So check it out from here. Our feet are about hip distance apart here. So if you need to adjust, you can adjust. We don't want our toes to point out. Let's point our toes completely forward. And then we're going to take another round of forward fold. We'll turn this into a twist option. You don't have to twist if you don't want to. You can stay centered, okay? So inhale to roll the shoulders back, chest up. As we exhale, again, come halfway down. Check your alignment here again. Knee, ankle, and hip all in a line. And then you can continue your forward fold. Fingertips, flat palms. If you need a prop underneath your body, you can take that. Options here. So same thing as before, hands down, or you can grab onto your ankles. If you want to take the twist, I'll take you through the twist series here, but you do not have to twist. So right hand will root down directly under your face, left hand to left hip. And then you'll press firmly through that right hand to open up your torso to the left here. Option to stay, or you can bring your left fingers to the sky. Wherever you are, take 3 breaths. If you've got the twist, square off back to center, and then we'll switch hands here. So the left hand roots down on the ground, right hand to right hip. And then you'll carefully start to open that torso up to the right. Press firmly into that left hand, everybody. And then those right fingers can come to the sky. Option. Wherever you are, 3 breaths. If you've got the twist, come on back to center. And then everyone's hands on hips. Root down through both feet, everybody. Little micro bend in those knees if you need it. Torso comes all the way up here. Woo! Good. You can shake it out. We're going to make our way back to the top of our mat. However you want to get there. And then feet hip distance apart here. That seems to be the best way to balance ourselves into this next posture. Inhale, press arms overhead, gaze up if you'd like. Exhaling to fold forward over those legs. Yes, hamstrings, hands to shins. Inhale, come on up halfway. As we exhale, we'll plant those hands firmly and take it back to downward facing dog. Check it out. You can wiggle those hips, you can pedal your feet. We're gonna take 3 breaths here. If child's pose is what you'd prefer, please feel free to drop into child's pose. 2 more breaths. One more. If you're in child's pose, come back up to downward facing dog. And then we'll inhale that right leg towards the ceiling here, square hips. Exhale to step it forward. We're gonna come into pigeon. So walk your right foot over to the left. Bring your right shin down here. bring your back knee down. Good. So let's check this out here. You want your right knee to be wider than your right hip. Your shin does not have to be parallel to the front of the mat. That is a fallacy of yoga instructors. You don't have to get to that space. We want our hips to be square. That's the most important part. If you need to put something underneath your right butt cheek here to level your hips, you certainly can. Pillow blanket block. And then we have a straight line from left hip to left toes. And then once we have this version of the posture, you can stay here if you want to. This is a great place to stay for the hip opener. If you want to start to fold forward, you can begin to fold forward. You can come down to forearms if you'd like. Also a great place to be. If you want to come down onto your belly, rest your forehead on your hands, you can do that too. We're going to settle in, my friends. We have 8 breaths here. Two more breaths. One more. If you folded forward, we're going to gently bring ourselves back up right here. So press down through both hands, torso is up. And then we want to tuck the back toes under, lift the back knee off the mat, and then step back to downward facing dog. Again, pedal it out. Find a full breath in and a full breath out. We'll inhale that left leg up, square hips. We'll exhale to step it forward and walk that left foot to the right, coming into pigeon on this side. So bring your shin down, bring your back knee down. We're going to set up the exact same way here, everybody. So make sure that your left knee is wider than your left hip here. Square your hips as much as you can. If you need to place something underneath your left butt cheek here, you can put a block under here if you need to, a blanket, a pillow. Straight line from right hip to right toes. And then check out this side, right? So you can stay upright here. See how it feels. If you want to fold forward, you can begin to fold forward down to forearms. And then from there, if you want to come down onto your belly, you can certainly do that. We've got 8 breaths on this side. Two more breaths. One more breath. Inhale. And exhale. If you folded forward, we'll carefully bring those torsos back up again. Root down firmly through both hands. Everybody spread your fingers wide. Tuck those back toes under, lift your back knee off the mat, and then step back to downward facing dog. We'll take 3 breaths here. This is our last down dog today, everybody. So you can pedal it out or find stillness, whatever you prefer. And then we'll send those hips a little bit higher, taking our baby steps or one giant step to the top of the mat. And then we're going to bring those hips all the way down here, coming into a seat, extending those legs forward. We have arrived on our butts. Yes, good. So legs are straight here, toes up towards the sky. Nice tall torso, everybody. Inhale, palms press overhead. Exhale from the hips, folding forward here. 3 breaths. And then we'll carefully bring that torso all the way back up. Right leg is going to stay straight. We're going to bend the left knee here. So draw that left foot in as close as you can. It should be towards the inside of that right thigh. You can stay here if this is a good place to stay. A little bit of compression on that hip joint if that feels good. If you want to take the twist, you'll place your left hand behind your left hip. We'll inhale the right arm up. And then as we exhale, we're going to twist to hug that left knee with that right elbow. Yes, good. Shoulder blades are on the back. You can use your left hand to create a little bit more rotation through that torso. Whenever you twist, think about rotating rib cage around the spine rather than initiating it from your lower back. 3 breaths here. Both sit bones should be firmly planted on the floor. 1 more breath, inhale. And exhale. And then come on back to center carefully, everybody. We'll extend that left leg down and we can shake it out. And then we'll switch sides. So the left leg will stay straight, bending the right knee here. Plant that right foot firmly on the floor. And then if you want to just stay here and create some compression on that right hip joint, you certainly can. If you want to take the twist, make sure those both butt bones are down on the ground. Right hand will come behind the right hip. We'll inhale the left arm up. And then as we exhale, we're going to hug that right knee with that left elbow. Use your right hand to create more rotation here. Shoulder blades are down, 3 breaths. And then we'll carefully bring ourselves back to center here on an inhale. And then we'll exhale both legs forward. You can shake it out. Beautiful. We're going to do 1 more forward fold. Just 1 breath, everybody. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Full breath in. Full breath out. And then we'll inhale to come all the way up. Carefully bending those knees. Wrap your forearms around your shins here. And we'll make our way all the way onto our backs. I'm going to scoot down a little bit here. You can rock side to side gently here if you'd like to. You can make circles with those knees, one way and then the other way. And then we'll take 1 twist series to each side here. If you have a favorite twist, you are welcome to take it. We'll work through my favorite one. If you don't know which one to do, you can do my favorite here. Plant those feet on the ground, walk your feet out to the width of the mat, let your knees come in together. Arms can take up as much space as you'd like. We're going to inhale here. Exhale, knees fall to the right. Knees are going to come apart, feet are apart here, enjoying the twist. Let's inhale ourselves back to center. Again, those feet are to the width of the mat, the knees knock in together. Reset your arms and shoulders if you need to, and then find a full inhale. Exhaling, knees to the left here, enjoying the twist on this side. And then inhale to come back to center here. We'll draw our knees into our chest, reach in between those knees to grab onto the toes, the arches, or the ankles for happy baby. You can rock gently side to side here if you'd like to. You can straighten one leg, Straighten the other leg if you'd like to. We'll take 3 big breaths here. And then when you're ready, you can carefully draw your knees in together, giving yourself a big hug here, forearms around shins. Feel free to bring your head and shoulders up. If you'd like to, turn yourself into a tight little ball here. Everybody find a full breath in and a full breath out. And then we'll take a few minutes here, finding any other postures that feel good for you. You can extend your legs straight up if you'd like to. You can make your way over to the wall and take legs up the wall. You can find a lying butterfly stretch or any other poses that you would like to do today to complete your practice. We have several minutes here, so if another round of twists to each side is where you want to go. We didn't do any chaturangas or push-ups, so if you are feeling strong and you want to bang out some push-ups, you certainly can do that. Otherwise, legs up the wall is a great place to be. Wherever you choose to go, continue to enjoy that breath. If you've taken a twist to one side, make sure you take a twist to the other side. If you're ready here for full Shavasana, I am not going to stop you there, so please feel free to extend legs long if you're ready. Otherwise, we have a few more minutes of a little bit of playtime. Again, if you've taken a twist to one side, make sure you take it to the other side. If you'd like to take Shavasana today with legs up the wall, that's waterfall pose, you are welcome to extend those legs straight up the wall. Make sure your glutes are all the way against the wall as well. If you'd like to take traditional corpse pose, feel free to extend those legs long. Arms can take up as much space as you'd like to here. If lying flat on your back is a little tender on your lower back, you can bend your knees and place your feet on the floor. Or you can place a blanket or pillows underneath your knees while your legs are straight. And then once you have made your way to your final resting posture of today's practice, take a full breath all the way in. Exhale into the support of the earth beneath you and enjoy Shavasana. Take a full breath all the way in. And a full breath all the way out. Gently beginning to wiggle fingers and toes. Gently rolling the wrists and the ankles. You can rock your head side to side if that feels good. When you feel ready, you can extend your arms all the way overhead, getting as long as you can from your fingertips to your toes. Let's find a full breath in here. As we exhale, draw our knees in towards our chest, forearms around shins. Give yourself a big hug. When you feel ready, you can make your way to your favorite side in a fetal position. And then we'll take a moment, as we always do in this posture, to call to mind who in our lives we are grateful for. With a heart full of gratitude, use both hands to bring you up to a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like and feels like for you. Palms pressing together at heart center once you arrive, eyes open or closed, your choice. And we'll close out today's practice with one more full round of breath together. Let's inhale and exhale. The light inside of me loves and honors the light inside each of you. Namaste. Thank you so much, everyone. I'm so grateful for all of you. Thank you so much for coming.
Thanks, Courtney.
Enjoyed it.
Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you, Courtney.
Thank you, Courtney.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Are these practices continuing for the time being?
They are continuing for the time being. I'm going to do everything I can to work the rest of my schedule around these.
They're just
Thank
super.
you.
Thank you so much. I really look forward to them.
I'm so glad. I'm so
We all
glad.
do.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Courtney.
Thank you.
Great session.
Have
Great
a good
weekend.
one.
Have a
Thank
great
you.
weekend. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, Courtney. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Have a great weekend.
Bye.